All right, good morning. This is Jeff, and you all know who I am. And today in wrestling news, today in wrestling news is the passing of the Taskmaster, Kevin Sullivan. Age of 74. Kevin Sullivan. Yeah. So, according to his a number of websites that I checked this morning, that old Kevin. Let me type it in for you, folks. Okay. He's not a diplomat. Right? So, Kevin Sullivan died at the age of 74 today on August 9th, 2024. We all know him as the Taskmaster. Of course, Kevin Sullivan. I remember him back in the days of Florida Championship Wrestling. And being a guy, it's only about 5'9", 5'10". He's about 200 something pounds. You know, his gimmicks were very good, especially the Prince of Darkness gimmick. I remember as a cultist leader, and he had a number of people in his group. He was associated with guys like Mark Lewin, Mike Davis, Bob Roop, Luna Vachon, and of course his wife, Nancy Benoit, before he divorced her. So, and he had a long career despite his size. I remember when he had the Varsity Club. You remember with the late Dr. Death Steve Williams, with Dan Spivey. And he also had the Sullivan Slaughterhouse for a little while when he had Cactus Jack and Mad Dog Buzz Sawyer, which was interesting. It was pretty darn interesting. So he was over from everywhere from Smoky Mountain, ECW, WCW, and of course you know about his famous feud with Chris Benoit, and eventually Nancy left and joined Chris Benoit, who later he married. And what's interesting about Kevin Sullivan, despite his huge background and many faces of wrestling with this guy, especially the Dungeon of Doom, is he originally, when Nancy was killed, a lot of fingers pointed to Kevin Sullivan, and when they found that Chris Benoit was dead, and they thought that Kevin Sullivan did it, which is not true. So it was pretty crazy. For the longest time, everybody thought it was a conspiracy from Kevin Sullivan to kill Chris Benoit and Nancy Benoit. The cat down here is he's going crazy. He won't leave me alone. So for Kevin Sullivan, it says here in May 2024, he was involved in a devastating accident that had a major impact on his health. He underwent surgery and sustained multiple complications, and the accident reportedly affected his ability to function independently. August 9th, 2024, is announced that Kevin Sullivan has died. And there's no real detail about a devastating accident. So obviously it was not heart attacks or whatever. So it is not known. And he's gathered a number of championships over the many, 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 many years. Tag Team Championship, the United States Tag Team Championship, Southern Tag Team, the NWA World Tag Team. So he's been around, Florida Heavyweight. So, we don't know. We don't know what the hell is going on with Kevin Sullivan. And his accident, we just don't know, right? Do we even goddamn know? So before the news breaks out to the wrestling world, I'm going to post this. And we're going to try to emergency surgery. So it has pictures of him in a wheelchair. So it's Kevin. So doesn't say. And they actually had a GoFundMe too for Kevin Sullivan. And of course there's Nancy as the fallen angel, which of course fucking Chris murdered. Allegedly. So it says the devastating accident, signing autographs, saved his leg and life, but faced severe complications, including sepsis. Yikes. So he was been in and out of consciousness in ICU. So there you have it. Kevin Sullivan dies today at the age of 74. Here's another picture of Kevin in the doctor's office. Yeah. So when we get old, guys, oxygen tank from the Taskmaster, oxygen tank. So that's the end of this. And I remember this guy from way, way back. So rest in peace to Kevin Sullivan, the Taskmaster. Whoa.